You're watching Let the Quran Speak. Now this is a time in which we answer questions you've received from you, our viewers. And if you have a question yourself, we'd like you to visit our website, www.quranspeaks.com. Okay, Brother Shabir, this question is about the existence of God. So somebody's saying they have a hard time believing in God because they can't see God. So how does that work? How do we understand how God exists if we can't see him?
Well, I mean, the fact that we do not see something does not mean the thing does not exist, to be very clear. There's a lot of things that we do not see, but we know that they exist because we see their effects. Electricity, for example, we cannot see, but we can see the effects of electricity.
Or even ideas like love, you can't see them, right? But they exist.
But we know that they exist. But now let's think about good reasons for believing that God exists, because of course we shouldn't believe anything without some good evidence. And there's good evidence that God exists. One is the natural inference that for something to exist, it has to be created. We cannot have something from nothing. The universe does exist, so it must have a source. And the best explanation for this is to say that God is the source of the universe. He created the universe, and that's why the universe exists.
And what about some people who say it's just random, it's completely random?
Well, if they say it's random, they still have to say, well, where does it come from? Okay, random, but how? In the book God, Chance and Necessity by Dr. Keith Ward, Oxford University professor, this precisely is dealt with. How can you say it's random? Random from what? Like out of nothing you get something? There has to be something to begin with, and that something too requires an explanation. Where does that something come from? So again, the best explanation for all of this is that God created it. Now the randomness might more have to do with the second sort of argument that we might launch by saying that there is an apparent design in everything that we see. Everything seems to be designed for a purpose. So that calls for a designer, a fashioner, a creator, a God. But someone might say, no, what you are observing as design is only apparent, that this is an accumulation of small incremental changes that occurred in a random manner, like the process of evolution, for example. But in answer to that, we can say that right from the very inception of the universe, it is clear that certain physical forces were precisely fine-tuned to be what they are. And that calls for a mathematician of some sort, a designer, a creator, a fashioner.
So in other words, we can believe in God even though we don't see him.
Exactly.
All right, thank you for your time, Brother
You're
Shabir.
welcome.
That's all the time we have. Do visit our website, www.quranspeaks.com, and check out our YouTube channel, youtube.com/QuranSpeaks. As always, please continue to write to us your comments and questions. Help guide the show. I'm Safiya Ali. For all of us here at Let the Quran Speak, thank you for watching. I'll see you next week.
Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar.